Yeah, buddies, we are in it. It is the Thursday edition of Barn Burner here on the YouTubes and on your wherever you get your podcasts. Good to see you again. It's game day.
Oh,
Get your helmet on. Calgary Flames continue their road trip in Buffalo against the Sabres tonight. There's Retro. There's Pin Dog, and myself as we get into another edition of Barn Burner. Lots of the show today. We got lots to cover.
it's all right.
Yeah, we got a lot to get into today. We're going to do a little kind of a salute. There's a generous guy out there for Crown Royal that deserves a little bit of credit. We've got a game day. It's in Buffalo. One of the three of us had a sit down with Flames general manager yesterday.
Wow.
Conroy, or 2 days ago, or whenever.
One of the three of us had a sit down with a grade 3 teacher about behavior in class too.
Is that right?
High profile, high level meetings going on amongst the three of us. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So good.
And so one of us met with the Flames GM, another one of us met with a teacher, and another one of us has had another flare up of their gout. So varying levels of enjoyment across the board today.
What's the hierarchy there? You probably want to sit down with Connie first.
Probably, yeah.
And then depending on the flare up, you probably want the grade 3 school teacher meeting and then the gout.
Probably the gout is near.
The grade school teacher could be good looking.
Yeah, I have no comment on that front. It's a lose-lose scenario. You can't win by saying anything at this point.
All right. Well, fair enough. There you go. So it's a game day. The
Lovely
Sabres are taking on the Calgary Flames. The Sabres coming off a big overtime victory the other night against Tampa Bay, and one of their awful goaltenders in Tampa Bay. Yeah,
the Tampa awful goaltenders. They're you may not have heard of either of them. I think they've combined for less than 50 NHL games, and that was Eunice Johansson or Jerry Johansson is new.
Jerry, as Noodles would tell us, yeah.
When you're rebuilding, that's what it's not.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it is.
You just wait out the goaltending market if you're in that phase of winning.
Sabres are 1-2. Flames 1-1. They had the shootout loss on Monday. It's been a long break, a lovely stay in Buffalo. Retro, give us the details. You've been up close with this team. You're in Buffalo. Give us the mood and the morale around the Flames right now.
It's very stressful. A lot of expectations for the Sabres this year.
None of the Flames. What about the Flames?
Flames.
Oh,
I haven't been close to them. I was talking to one of them, but
do you have an update from the golf game? Old Denny Gilbert took the fellas out for a little whack.
I don't know anything about the golf game. It was a nice day.
Yeah,
but today would be nicer for golf, to be honest with you.
Greens are rolling quick.
I gotta think after spending 2 days in Buffalo that the fellas are going to be ready to play and get out of here.
Now, explain that versus, let's say, if we were in South Beach, what would be different?
In South Beach, you'd be happy to extend the trip and not go to the rink.
Maybe hungover.
There's plenty of other things to fill the time.
Right.
Whereas I'm guessing that you've got through your series on Netflix or Prime or whatever you're watching by now. You're kind of sick of the hotel room, as nice as the golf course or a wine tour or whatever the hell you decided to do is. That was one day. And then there was another day. Right. And then there's today.
Dean, do you ever, when you're shopping for fine wines, maybe you're at BK seeing our buddy Deeper?
Yeah.
Do you ever excuse me, where's your Buffalo, New York section for fine wines? Could you please direct me to the Buffalo wines?
Yeah. I didn't know it was a big wine region.
I mean, the Niagara Escarpment is, but that's the other side of the border. So
huge wine region.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't run in those circles. The fancy wine folk.
Western New York Buffalo wine.
That's right. Yeah.
The wine causes the gout to flare up. So
it must be all the red meat and wine. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is for sure. So you talked to Craig Conroy. You spent some time with Connie. How is he?
Connie came and talked to the kids, Mike.
Right, you were saying that
hockey team.
Inspiring, I'm sure.
Very inspiring. Very inspiring. I believe he's good. He looks like. I hate to say it. I think that the stress of the job has caused some already aging. The poor Craig.
Do you remember the pictures of like Obama when he took office and then when he left? And you're like, "Jeez, are they letting him sleep? Are they feeding this guy?"
God, imagine
just like Is this a work camp or is this the White House? What are we doing here, fellas?
Imagine Craig in 8 years.
Oh,
yeah.
Poor bugger.
8 years. That the over would pay. That's a long run for a GM.
I know. But I think this, you had said it, Pinder, this is a road trip with some non-playoff teams from a year ago. Do we consider this to be a winnable game? Is this a Flames, our favorite Flames win tonight? This is a Flames spot.
I feel like this whole trip is let's figure out who any of these teams are, including the Flames. Detroit's had a pretty impressive start. They thumped Washington last night. They getting some goal scoring and some goaltending, and maybe they're a playoff team. I certainly think hopes are high in Buffalo. You've talked about the backside of the puck being an issue, Rhett, and I think that's totally valid for a young team with a lot of offensive guys and unknown goaltending. And I think Washington's washed, boys. It's early. We got some stats in the Pinder Report. Washington, if it looked bad to you on TV, it looked worse last night in Ottawa. I'll tell you that. And Ottawa's coming in that division too.
6-1 was the final in that game. Is that what I saw?
Yeah. And Detroit dispatched to Pittsburgh. Like
6-3 in that one. Yeah.
There's some this division, the Atlantic's interesting because Tampa's off to a slow start with the nobodies in net. And you know that Florida is missing 2 of their top defensemen for maybe up to half a season, mid-December or later. And it's like, okay, well, if Boston takes a half step back, like why not one of these teams if you're Detroit or Ottawa or Buffalo?
Buffalo to me is the exact opposite of Calgary.
Young,
offensively talented, offensive-minded, very fast and skilled up front. And probably still learning how to play defense. Right. Darlene's a stud and a hell of a player. But aside from Power's still young, I think he'll be good. And I think their weakness is their back end and their strength is their forwards. And I think the opposite for the Flames.
Totally agree. And I think if you had to pick one of the two to cheer for, the young and make mistakes but score a lot, it's a little more entertaining. They actually took great pride in that win they had over Long Island a while ago, I think it was, where it was like, oh, yeah, it was a 2-1 win. And, those are the types of wins we really got to be able to do, like grind it out, low scoring. And it's like, that's probably feels like the only way the Flames can win some nights.
Yeah. Rob Ray wants to know he wants notes for tonight, right? Because he's the great color commentator.
Yeah, tell him Huberdeau's look great. In fact,
I actually
they should look to see if they could add him in trade.
Actually wondered if I should feed him a bunch of BS.
Yes, you should.
Right?
Tell him Denny Gilbert's been running power play one.
You have to be very careful for this this Coronado kid. He's a fighter and a scrapper. I don't know how much he would even know. What it would be like?
He's gonna have the stats pack in front of him, so you're gonna have to give him some counting stats type things. Like, don't say he's got fighting majors. He'll look at the PIMS column. But you got to be like, you got to keep your head up around Coronado. He's just knocking people's blocks off.
I think that the coach has already lost the room. It's 3 games.
Wait a minute. Even worse. I think the room has lost the coach again. They're already.
They're looking to get him the hell out again. And we know they can do it. We've seen it. They can run a coach out of town.
How many times you can go to that well?
Yeah. It's the first of a back-to-back. Obviously, they're in Columbus tomorrow. A year ago, and I don't know that this has any. It's just whatever. I was surprised to see it in the game notes. 2-6-2 last year in Game 1 of back-to-backs.
2-6.
Not ideal
in Game 1.
Yes.
So I bet you they are surprisingly okay in the back end of this.
Yeah, they're surprisingly okay in that second game. This team from last year just beat your head against the wall trying to figure out what the hell, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much just try and beat your head against the wall.
Let's answer Razor's questions. What are the Flames like?
Super high energy, wicked offensive output.
Yeah, are we trying to sewer them or are we trying to?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One of the toughest teams in the league. And then just not sure about the goalies. Yeah.
Sabres will struggle with their speed. Yeah. They'll struggle with their
speed. You can't let them get to air with this stuff. F around for a few hours here. This broadcast is going to be shown over. And
Vladar is going in net, right? So we could say there's the belief within the organization is that actually Vladar is the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Markstrom.
They're shopping Markstrom.
They're shopping Markstrom, looking to get him
the no trade clause, actively shopping him.
Vladar has outplayed Markstrom.
Yeah.
You're
Soft.
such an ass.
Markstrom's let in a soft goal in every game.
Here,
That's
Another
actually true.
terrible start to the season for
So-
Jacob Markstrom.
Run
What a
him
bunch of
down.
a-holes we are.
Tell him Markstrom just switched hands, and the reason he couldn't catch a puck last year.
Yeah, he's catching
is
with his right hand now.
equipment guy set him up with the wrong
Bednar
glove
has outplayed
blocker.
Markstrom and plays a lot like Brodeur.
Wears 2 blockers.
Yeah, Dan Blackburn.
He's got the Danny Blackburn going.
Oh.
What a bunch of
A
dicks.
lot like Brodeur. What do they struggle with? What do the Flames struggle with? Like nothing.
Just say it's a really, really poor decor.
The D is suspect at best.
Zadorov has really emerged as their
Stabilizing
stay-at-home
force. Yeah.
defensive
Zadorov,
presence,
stabilizing force.
yeah.
Coronado headed to the A.
See, he's going to see through this. It's going to be an F-bomb.
That's good. So we have to
Sort of
keep
a
beating
string
it
coming
until he
back.
sees it.
Yeah. Now, that said, if we were to be honest with them, what would we say? What are the Sabres going to see tonight in the Flames? Or can we even, with any
Well, I'd
confidence,
say
tell them what they are?
they've had good starts. They've had good goaltending. And despite the eyeball test, their special team numbers are strong. They're 100% in the penalty kill and they're 27% on the power play. Those are all factually correct.
So do you go with do you believe that?
No, I mean, to last, no. I don't think this is a top 10 power play in the NHL. I don't think the power plays look particularly good, but they do have goals on it. And if you told me this was going to be a good penalty killing team, I'd say, yeah, that's probably how they have to play. Like, I kind of see this as Islanders West again. Like, if they're going to be good, it's got to be goaltending, defensive structure, and good penalty killers.
Sabres haven't scored a power play goal. Now, it's been 3 games, but they're 0 for 8 through 3
Okay.
games, which is kind of surprising.
8?
That's not simple.
They have
I was talking to Jason Christie about the power play last night. So
Former Manitoba
Razor
Moose.
was bugging him.
Name
Yeah.
drop.
name drop.
You see him out there at Hoover
Awful
Dairy,
name
or
drops.
where were you? What was happening?
Smurf. Great Saskatoon Blade. What a guy.
Jason Christie?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Razor was giving it to him about the power play.
he was, eh?
Can we
Well,
score
as
a
he
power
should.
play goal,
Yeah.
please?
As
Yeah,
you should.
yeah.
As you should. We'll do the Pinder Report coming up. We have Ask Rhett for Bonton Meats. Get your questions in.
Ooh,
Ask
yeah.
Rhett at FlamesNation.ca is the email address. Some interesting ones coming in.
Really?
Probably wondering how I accomplished this beautiful backdrop. Is one of them.
It does look.
Where are you
you
today?
Yeah, where are you?
I'm in the same place.
Was
Come
that your
on
home
now.
studio?
That can't
Yeah,
be right,
this
right?
is the retro
No.
studio Rama.
Right.
You now need a neon sign that says Retro's Studio Rama.
The flag looks as good as it has, because it's looked like it's kind of all been bunched up in the last while.
Have you
Just
ironed
kinda
that?
Looks good.
It's like my shirt. It's you don't wash it, you don't.
I
clean
didn't
it.
even notice that was the backline shirt. It is fading.
And you're
Dreadfully.
layered. You have a shirt under the shirt.
Well, I didn't know that my chest hair needed to be
Oh, you got some.
puffing out. It's a big neck.
It is a big
You got
neck.
some neck lettuce coming out there.
Yeah. Will you have to replace it at some point?
No.
Or is just we're gonna go
It's
Cool.
like
It's
I
game
told
day?
I told the
Morning.
kids the other day I had one suit in junior on the bus because we had our own bus, and I just left it on the bus. Just left it on the bus for the whole.
I'm guessing you were the only person that left it on the bus on the whole team.
I
Am
had
correct?
one suit for every road game
Oh boy.
for 2 years.
How'd that smell at the end of the year?
Don't care.
Yeah.
Didn't care, eh?
We had to use it to stuff in because I sat in the back there, and there was the cold air would come there. It wasn't. What's the word? Insulated very well, so we had to use the suit to stuff it in the holes where the cold air.
Just ram it in there, eh?
Blocks
One of
the
those-
AC.
Wrinkle-free fabrics, hopefully.
Yeah, and it was a dark purple, so any of the stains were easily hid. It was great.
Dark
Yeah.
purple.
With a toothbrush tucked into the top corner. That's all you need.
Pit stick in the old inside pocket.
Now they had that at the rink.
Sure,
So
pit
you
stick.
Would you have fines if some guy didn't have a tie or anything like that? What were the fines?
I don't really remember. I don't.
Is that going to last forever? The whole wearing suits thing? I know.
No,
Don Cherry
actually,
thinks,
Conroy. I talked to him about it. They've changed from suits on the plane to look sharp, but a little more casual.
Yeah.
Why
Which
not?
is reasonable. If you're just going to sit still for 4 hours, you don't need to wrinkle a
It's so
$10,000 suit. It's idiotic.
Well, and
All
then
for what? For a 2-minute walk by a camera?
And then you watch the other
sports
and go,
yeah,
why are we wearing?
Mhm.
And I don't mind it. What's this? That kid in Montreal looks pretty sharp the other day.
Oh,
Grapes.
Wi-Fi. God, Wi-Fi looked good.
That's
Right?
the thing.
So-
Don Cherry isn't around anymore to chastise guys for not dressing up or to give them
God, yeah.
credit for or props for looking great.
Look at this good young man here. Sudbury,
I'm-
Ontario. Look at that good suit. Way to go, beauty.
I'm telling you, whenever I wrestle control of a franchise, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
It's tracksuits. Let's go.
How's that going for you?
Wrestle.
It's not good.
Did you sway Connie? Did you win him over with any ideas? You got any crazy sleep inventions, ear
No.
lights?
You know what? After Matt Ellis showing up at the rink last Sunday, and he had to talk hockey for 7 hours. I did my
You're
damned best not to talk hockey with him.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. But good.
You guys should trade for that guy. You guys should make a trade.
So Connie,
Thanks,
Markstrom and Hannafin, they have the cap space. Let's go.
They've got 19 million in cap space. They could make it
Let's
work.
go.
Just eat some money. You know, stuff like that. I'm sure you would love to hear it.
Yeah, thanks.
You see over the right there?
Mhm.
You know what that is? Right there? That's
You know, on
some,
our side.
that is a lovely bottle of Crown Royal. Wrong side. See, it's not as easy as it looks. Look at that.
Opposite George.
Crown Royal. It's been part of right
Part of
there,
my culture.
right
Mhm.
there. It's all I knew growing up. When even before I was old enough to have an adult beverage, my father, it was all that was ever in the house. It was Crown
Uncle
Royal.
Vic.
That
Where
was
do you get these lovely vases, Dad?
that was the brown liquor, and then you'd get the purple bag, right?
Yeah.
Put your
Marbles.
or your whatever, you're carrying that around. Crown Royal, it's a big part of our life. And you know what? They want to salute the generous guy out there that goes a little bit above and a little bit beyond, taking care of you just because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here today. This is our generous guy of the week. Today, up in Red Deer, it is the Glen Cross Invitational. This is from last year.
Look at this.
Every year, for years now, thousands and thousands of dollars has been raised for the Hockey Alberta Foundation, for
Hundreds
various
of
charities, hundreds of thousands, for Curtis Glencross.
Plenty.
He gives back year-round. Great guy, former Flame, former Oiler, but former Flame, and remains a big part of the community. Does a lot for the alumni. And this event, they're doing it's kind of a charity hockey tournament. A bunch of guys are going up. Well, they're there because they're doing it today. So a bunch of alumni and former players are up there, and then they've got a poker tournament. So once again, it's back for 2023, Curtis Glencross with his invitational charity event. And I do have it here. The Hockey Alberta Foundation's Every Kid, Every Community program, and the Ronald McDonald House, Central Alberta.
Great
All of
causes.
it going up in Red Deer. So that's our generous guy. Generosity lives in the small things. It's what Crown Royal is all about. Crown Royal. Crown everything.
Texted with Glenny. We were going to get him on today. He said, I'm too busy. I can go from hockey right to poker. So next year we got to get him on the day before, 2 days before.
All right, fair enough.
I told him we didn't have our shit together. Next year we'll get it done.
You saying we're not organized?
Us?
Crown Royal.
No, it must be someone else.
Crown everything.
It doesn't take $1 million donation or name on a hospital wing. This is where generosity lives.
You can hear that sound. Even just that sound, Retro? Clink, clink, clink.
All I can think is I've been there standing with the hose with that drink.
Right? And what if somebody, a neighbor, one of your generous friends were to come up and say, hey, here's a little something to keep you warm while you're doing the right thing out here.
God bless you.
Clink, 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 clink. Little Crown Royal there for you. Yeah, well, Glennie's good to go anytime. But awesome that he continues to do it. He back in Central Alberta, loves the area, and he is. You know what he is doing? He is living the life that he wants to live.
Yes, indeed. With his 5 kids. Holy crow!
Yeah, it's a lot of kids.
Shout out to his boy Stratton.
So that's the part. He's very generous. Very generous. Whew. A lot of kids. Can you imagine 5?
5's a lot. Whew. His wife probably could be a superhero if she isn't. It's incredible. Tanya. 5 kids. Are you kidding me?
Something like that. Coming up next week.
How's your toe, Dean?
It's not good, man.
How's the toe? Yeah.
Not good.
Left or right?
It's always left. It's the same one. Left toe, big.
What did you do? Were you
nothing?
Were you overactive? Did you?
No.
Just
maybe
off your meds?
If anything, it's that. Perhaps missed a day or two, and kicks in.
They got you on the allopurinol or whatever, the daily?
That's just. It's not about me, guys.
Oh.
Next week, we're going to invite you. We're inviting you already. Keep your eyeballs and your ear holes open, because next week, Wendy's is getting things going with the daily face-off survivor pool. Yes, sir. If you're into fantasy sports and you're into fantasy, all that sort of thing, this is going to be right up your alley. And even if you're not, maybe you just like to win things. You like to compete. Do you like burgers? Do you like cash? This sort of thing. Wendy's is going to be all over it starting next week with the daily face-off survivor pool. It resets every week. Monday, round 1, Tuesday, round 2, Wednesday, round 3. And you pick players. And if they get points for you, you're staying alive. You want to keep that streak rolling throughout the week. And then come by the end of the week, winners are going to be selected. And you might win a bunch of burgers. It's going to change every week. They got a whole bunch of things. So we're going to take part. We'd like you to as well. Maybe you'll have the new Wendy's barbecue bacon cheeseburger.
Oh,
put bacon on it. It's always better, right? Always better. So watch for it. We'll have the details. And my understanding is not just bacon, applewood smoked bacon.
Really?
Yeah. Little sweet with the savory there. Love it. Coming next week, we'll have the details, but be at the ready as Wendy's gets it going with the daily face-off survivor pool.
I was chatting with our fast food insider. Actually ran into a family member of his, and I was like, God damn it, I need to talk to that guy. He was reminding me where the best fountain pop was for
yeah.
Still think we need you and a camera and our boy do a little zip around. Get that Frosty from Wendy's.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I know. I'll tell you what, Wendy knows how to make a burger, though, eh?
Yeah, she's good.
She knows what she's doing over there.
Or is it Dave?
Well, it's Dave's daughter.
That's in honor of Wendy, yeah.
Rest in peace, Dave. But the when they roll out, and I wish they would just have it year round, but maybe when they bring out that bacon mushroom melt, I could bury about 5 of those a day. Oh, the melty cheese on top of the burger with the mushrooms, the portobello mushrooms in there. Look out. I mean, look out. What's your
one word? Look out.
One word, look out. Outside of that, I am probably, which is weird, I'm probably spicy chicken sandwich.
Yes, phenomenal.
Good.
Love
it's an
the spicy
absolute
chicken.
Staple. When in doubt, spicy chicken.
So
Dave's
good.
double and the spicy chicken.
Yeah.
He's more of a calorie furnace, Rhett. He's a highly tuned athlete. He can burn more, so he's doubling down.
And I'm no matter what, and a chili, please.
You're a chili guy, eh?
If you've not had their chili,
I've not had it, but I've
their
heard.
chili, and then you get a pack of the hot sauce that they've got.
Oh, zip
put it in there.
Right.
I'm telling you,
it's a move.
Pretty good. Wendy's, starving.
Wendy's, I'm starving.
Wendy's, I'd eat 5 of them. Time for the Pinder Report, a presentation of Village Honda. New in-stock inventory on the ground. Start your automotive adventures at Village Honda. New vehicle pricing is MSRP Northwest Auto Mall. Village Honda brings you the Pinder Report.
All right, fellas, game day. Let's do it. In Buffalo, we saw the same lines we've seen for the last two games at practice yesterday after an off day on Tuesday. So, yeah, not going to change anything. Well, maybe they will. They changed the goalie. Dan Vladar is going to get the start tonight, but that's it. And there's no way you're taking Denny Gilbert out in his hometown, Rhett, to get another look at Jordan Osterley. That might happen at some point, but not in Buffalo, New York. The former junior Sabre? Kidding me.
50 tickets, probably.
Oh, at least.
The
Yeah.
Gilbert's running around these parts. Boy, they all be pissed up too.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Someone's got to turn that economy around, eh? Drinking that fine Buffalo wine.
Is there a Sabres mafia?
There's not. No.
What would the difference be between a Sabres fan and a Bills fan? Or are you basically looking at a circle as the Venn diagram? Same.
You will notice if you watch Sabres games enough that the crowd doubles come February.
Yeah, once football's done, eh? Huh.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Everyone in Canada is like, why are we starting so late in October? Why are we playing playoffs into late June? It's like, well, because in the States, you draw more when college and NFL are done.
But they got to be excited. They got a young team there.
I think they are. The fans are very excited. I think the team itself, the staff and the management is nervous because there's actual pressure to perform this year. You're going into last year, they were hoping to get 10,000 people to come watch.
Yeah.
Right. And now the team played so well and you can see the talent level's good. Now they're expecting. I think most people are really expecting playoffs. Hard to say that here in Buffalo.
That is because it's been.
Sorry, I looked this morning just because I went 47 goals.
Holy crow, man!
Right,
and had a slow second half.
Yes, and tailed off near the end. 47, and a monster. And can he shoot it? Good Lord.
He'll be centering the top line with Jeff Skinner and Western New York's very own Alex Tuck, as we talked about yesterday. And it looks like
Connolly's old neighbor.
Matthias Samuelsson back and in.
Is he still concussed?
He was on the ice at morning skate in Buffalo today. That seemed to be the word trickling through sources. Schedule for the Flames, first of a back-to-back. You noted, Dino, here's the rest of the road trip. They have one of a possible 4 points. They haven't trailed in any games till the third period, and yet only 1 point. They blew that 1-0 lead through 40 in Pittsburgh. They blew a 2-0 lead in Washington. See how they get off to a start against the Sabres tonight at 5. Then it's Columbus tomorrow, Detroit Sunday afternoon. Detroit! Before they come home for the Rangers, Blues, and then up QE2 to the cultural capital to play hockey in a football stadium. That's coming quick, by the way.
Tis.
Wow.
Yeah, happens fast.
Be ready.
Bad news for the Flames' top prospect. Oh, no. 4 to 6 weeks for our boy, Sam Honzek.
Yeah.
The Honzenator. Going to be sidelined for a little here.
Hurt himself during camp, correct? That's not a...
I don't know if this is different or not, but this is the first... Yesterday, we got a timeline, so I think... Wouldn't he still? Yeah, I don't know. I think this might be separate, Dean, if I'm guessing, but you have the vibes the opposite way.
My understanding was he didn't play. He was hurt here. It's not something that he sustained in junior, I think is what we can suffice to say, I think. Anyway, 6 to 8 weeks, not ideal, regardless.
Better news for a Calgarian, but not a Flame. Boy, it'd be fun if he was. Cale Makar, still good at hockey. How good? Well, maybe the best ever on the blue line at piling up points. He's the fastest defenseman ever to 250 points. That is wild because he beats Bobby Orr, who really didn't seem to fit in any statistical categories with other defensemen. It was like the Bobby Orr class, kind of like Wayne Gretzky's production. Like there just isn't a lot of comparables. To beat Bobby Orr at anything dealing with points, tip your cap to the Calgarian.
I didn't quite get there.
No, but that wasn't your game.
3 teams picked ahead of Colorado in that draft.
Is he fourth?
Nico Hischier went number 1 to New Jersey. He's been fine. He's a good player. Nolan Patrick went number 2 to Philadelphia.
All year. Didn't like pizza. Red flag.
And Miro Heiskanen went 3 to Dallas.
Good player.
Decent player. Who would you
None
rather
of them
have?
Cale Makar. None of them are Cale Makar.
No, they are not.
And you'd love to have a Heischer. You'd love to have a Heiskanen. You wouldn't love to have no. But you want Cale Makar.
Yeah, you do.
All hail, Cal.
All hail Cale.
Attaboy, Cale.
Elsewhere, you noted it, Rhett, and I think you talked about a post game and then on the show earlier this week. Ovi doesn't exactly look dynamic, and the stats will back you up. Here's something that hasn't happened in ages. The first time Alex Ovechkin's gone back-to-back games without a single shot on net. 1,496 games he'd gone without going back-to-back, without getting blanked. It was the longest streak in the NHL since shots were ever tracked, so maybe the longest streak in the history of the game. Came screeching to a halt last night. When Ovi can't get shots, this is troublesome because you need to have shots to get goals, and he's chasing down Gretzky,
And he's historically one of the leaders in shots.
He is.
He
the
loves to
NHL's
shoot it.
shot leader.
He'll
Period.
get her going. But I mean, Rhett,
Not a great omen.
You crushed him the other night.
I
And
did.
on this
Big
show,
cheap
washed. Yeah.
Washed in Washington.
Yeah.
Not ideal. Tip of the cap to former Flame, kind of. Craig Anderson. Calling it a career. Look at this. A one-day contract, and he'll retire a Sen. That from our boy Dregs. Tuesday, Buffalo appears to be the target. That would be the Senators. Isn't that nice? Buffalo and Ottawa. That's
because he
homes he played in there.
played for both. Yeah, that's right. Former Flame,
great
Craig Anderson.
gesture. Yeah, kind of former Flame. And how was he a former Flame? Well, Pike Bomb. 1999, they drafted him,
9.
but didn't come to terms. So then he went to Chicago back in the draft in 2001 and only had 20 seasons in the league.
Attaboy.
Thanks, Pike.
Attaboy, Craig. Congrats on a hell of a career.
How hard was that entry-level contract to negotiate there that you let a
Yeah, it's hard to say.
20-season goaltender? Is he
Yeah.
their best ever drafted goalie? Like Vernon, they picked, so that beyond Vernon. Kid, flop. Laurent Brossoit, good elsewhere. Lots of guys drafted high, didn't ever play a game.
I'm going to skip one name just because he's a buddy and I don't want to bring him up. He does. There's no need.
There wasn't any local guys that played for the Hitmen. That
There's no need to bring him up
when the draft was in Calgary, so there's no one there. Yeah, probably just Craig Anderson.
Leland Irving, first
Leland.
round pick. Didn't really
Great
work
golfer.
out.
Tabasco.
McElhinney, decent.
Stanley Cup champion.
No other goalies
Nope.
were first round failures.
No.
So Craig Anderson, congrats. Yes.
How about Krieger?
Yep.
And look, I think this is Michael Andelauer, the owner of the Sens. It's good stuff. I don't know, the new team, pay some homage to some greats, work some public favor. The team's looking good. Maybe get that new rink built. Good vibes in Ottawa right now.
Look at you coming around on the Senators.
Well, I mean, what did I hate the most about the Senators?
Well, but every year it was
The thing at the
GM
top
would take
is-
it in the teeth, and you hated the owner, and the rink's no good.
The owner's a
and
big
it's
problem. The rink's still no good. The owner's not a problem anymore. They will
Owner's
get a new
supposed to be
rink.
a gem of a guy.
Yeah.
Who the Andlauer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. You like good things for good people. At least
That's how
I
you get
do.
$1 billion. Just be nice to everyone. Get all that karma built up, Rhett. Okay, we'll move to football. Here we go. Thursday night football tonight. Oh, what a barn burner. Whew, look at this. An injured Trevor Lawrence, who may or may not go, against an incredibly ineffective Derek or David Carr. One of the Carrs, doesn't matter. They both suck. And the over-under, 39.5. So I guess, what would you call it? Hypothetical score of like 20-19. Oof. This might be
Take
the most
under.
unwatchable Thursday nighter of the early season. And
I wonder what was the allure of putting this game on a Thursday?
well, Trevor Lawrence could be a star in this league,
Right.
And the Saints, but he hasn't been yet. And
And the Saints,
I don't know. There's
They-
6 teams on bye this week, Dino. So the picking's not as good this week.
black jerseys.
And gold.
Yeah.
Hard on fantasy this week, I can tell you that.
It's tough, man. 6 buys. Are you kidding me? And all the
Yeah.
running backs got hurt last week.
And another one. God damn it.
Another one.
Kyron Williams.
Oh yeah.
My
Multiple
guys have
weeks.
been going down like sniper fire.
Well, you couldn't keep up at that
Jesus.
torrid pace that you'd set.
Well, they don't need to keep up. Just don't everybody go dying on me.
Right when the bye weeks hit, too, they start dying. That's a bad time to die.
A week you're getting.
H.M., Justin Jefferson, Kyron Williams.
You know what? I don't want to hear any moaning out of you.
You know what it is? It's a classic glass half empty guy, 6-0 at the top, bitching and moaning about his tough position to be in. Dean, shut your pie hole.
All right, fine.
This Gout, he's even more miserable.
No.
Here are 2 pictures of Patrick Mahomes. Let's have a look. There on the left, he's in his football gear, and there on the right. Oh, no, that's Darlene from Roseanne. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Just saw it. I got to laugh.
If you watched
I don't
any
think
amount
that's a
of
shot at him or her. I think they're both lovely looking people.
It's not a compliment for either, though.
That's probably true.
Right? Like, that's not really. Do you think I look like
Darlene's like, you think I can zip the ball like that with my left hand? Like, yeah. I do, honey.
Oh, Patty Mahomes.
Patty's like, if my hair's that long,
resemblance that should be put out like that. You could pick any other picture. And
is this ignorant, Rhett, that I'm even giving this legs? It is. I'm being ignorant.
Off, Jack. Get that shit off the screen.
It's the Pinder Report. This is the type of content that I come to the Pinder Report for.
Good. Here's you're gonna hate this.
Thank you,
hated
Ryan.
it yesterday, Dean. We have a baseball schedule, and it shows the score in the series. So careful. Brace yourself.
Don't get them wound up again.
Actually, they got rid of them. They heard the bitching and moaning.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
why would they?
Thursdays today, Dean. The Phillies 2-0. They lead the series 2-0. In Arizona against the D-backs. Astros at Rangers.
You are coming at me about this, but you know what I was saying.
I do understand what was bothering you.
Right.
I wasn't bothered by it, but I do understand why it bothered you.
Well, it was a couple days in a row where they had put something silly on the league app. It's not like we were cobbling it together with old COVID Jack there sitting in his basement all wrapped in blankets. This is the MLB app.
Old Shivery Jack, the producer.
Yeah, old Shivers McGee over there.
Chills, Jackie Cool. Astros can saw off the series. Please do. We haven't had a good series yet. Like the Philly-Atlanta one was 4 games. Everything else we've seen is a sweep. Everything, if I'm correct. Like that's awful. Awful. Please give us a series, and it'd be a total roadie series because the Rangers went 2-0 in Houston. If the Astros win tonight, they'll be 2-2 in Greater Dallas. Okay, moving. Gold Gloves nominees announced. And how good were the Blue Jays this year, guys? I mean, that pitching staff, that bullpen, 5 guys nominated for a Gold Glove. How are they not still playing? Alejandro Kirk for his pitch framing. He gets a nominee for catcher with the Gold Glove.
Rush
2 outfielders, Varsho and Kiermaier. That makes sense. Chapman at third. That also makes sense. And then I'm missing somebody else because that's only 4.
Barrios. Look at
Barrios on the bump.
Pair of twins.
Yeah, never heard of those guys. Let's move along, Dean, to Cavalry FC.
2 twins.
That's what both of them are twins. That's what
Are
I'm
they
saying.
both twins?
One of them's a twin for sure. Dan Klomp, the Flying Dutchman. It is Village, not Anthony. I'm proud of the Dutch.
Klomp
nominated for Defender of the Year. Been great.
Ah, boy, Don.
Dan.
Yep.
Don. What the double A in Dutch? How does that go, Dean?
Dawn. Delta Dawn. What's that flower you have on?
Saturday at 2 at Cofield at Spruce Meadows.
From days gone by.
You can get there early. Put your walking boot on. Get there an hour early. Sample some of the great food and bev. Watch the fellas warm up. Beautiful fall day, and then watch them beat the tar out of Pacific so they can square up that Forge Cavalry rematch in the final.
And then we can go and rub Tommy Wheeldon's statue.
Yes. Fondle his hair for good luck.
Yeah.
After they build
his bust. We can go fondle his bust.
Careful. Here's what you don't want to see this weekend if you're Cavalry FC, because this team's wearing red, and this is not how you want to execute.
Klomp.
This looks like a penalty kick here. This is not Don Klomp.
Don Klomp.
Oh!
That's close call.
Dude blows out his ACL.
This is that's Noah Hannafin, old 5s there.
No, that's looked like a double kick there. Is that
I don't know if that's legal or not. He falls, then it goes shin to boot.
Kind of goes
and almost goes in. It's you know what it is? It's moot, Dean. Because
come on, Stripes.
Moot. Stripes? Do they wear stripes?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They do. Interesting.
Come on, blue.
Do they wear blue?
Mm-hmm.
Blue stripes?
Yeah.
Got some kickers for you today, fellas. Now, you
like
talked
punters?
about how
punters and kickers?
I don't know if there's a punter or not, but it is a dumb male, so it could be a punter. You were talking about teenage boys, how dumb they get.
So dumb.
Your boys are not quite there, but I think Rhett is getting close to this kind of dumb. And Dean, your eldest might be in this wheelhouse. This is frat boy dumb. Have a look. Like, what have we accomplished here? Like, you're not doing home repair. You're just trying to show off at a party.
Now,
does his wheel? What are we listening to?
Does his shoe comes off? Yes. Is that what happens?
Yes.
I'm wondering how he loses his footing here. Is it the shoe?
Shoe comes off.
The
right
shoe
now.
is gonna right there.
No.
It slides right out of the.
That is trouble. You're right. There goes the shoe. Good eye, Dean. Oh, you dummy.
But to your original point, perfect world. How does that end?
Like, what are we doing here?
What are we doing?
The guy scaled the side of the school a couple of weeks ago in the Pinder Report. Like, what were you going to do when you got to the top? You had to fall 2 stories onto concrete, you idiot.
Again, the aliens are sitting up there just looking down saying, these dumb bastards. I mean, it wouldn't even
infectious?
be.
We don't want to get this dumb. We can't get near them. We might get dumb.
Yeah.
So from that to, well, this is also a teenage to like more like into your 20s kind of dumb male. There's a phase of your life where fighting's fun, Dean.
I do love dumb.
And this is, well, let's listen. Trailer Park Rules.
Fight, are you ready? Let's work.
Jeans.
Oh! Jesus.
So let's watch from the start again.
Matthew McConaughey's got it right. Tap gloves. Get your hands up, son.
Are those athletic jeans or are those just jeans? He did the man that looks like the referee, Stripes there, Dean. He says trailer park rules. There are no rules. And then lets them start.
One guy's got the bare feet going.
And has like
he's got actual gear on. Yeah, like he's got
like mixed martial arts shorts. He's ready. The other guy's rocking like the bejeweled jeans that you'd see in Edmonton back in the day.
Gotta get your guard up. Hey, his hands are.
Well, he's not never going to tap gloves again. You know.
Now, when he says no rules, you are there's no rule against holding your hands up. That's fine. You can do that if you want to.
My guess is with that guy just judging, and I shouldn't judge.
Yeah.
Not the first or last time he's going to take one right in the button. Has probably been in one or two of those fisticuff scenarios before.
Now, I believe this is footage from the Flames golfing yesterday. Dennis Gilbert taking the fellows out just to hold their hang tight, Jacko. And I guess Denny Gilbert, who's been fighting a lot and is a Buffalonian, run a little smack on Rob Ray, and you don't do that with Rob Ray.
Oh, man.
Exclusive footage here.
I'll fucking kill you.
Hey, whoa! Oh, my Lord.
Rob, that's assault with a weapon, Robert.
Hey, whoa!
Innocent bystander just takes a 3-wood right to the package.
That's Huberto. He's like,
Beautiful
I can't win.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't do anything. That was Denny. And finally, I want you to think of something you wouldn't want to hit if you were on a bicycle. Because obviously cars is one and like buildings, but beyond that, let's think outside the box. What would you not want to hit if you were bicycling or cycling, as they say?
Dean, you're a big cycler.
I am a big cyclist. An animal of some sort. I don't want to hit a wild animal like a moose.
Yeah, would there be a particular animal that would hurt to run into? Because I think you're close here.
Probably like, well, it would depend. A porcupine, if you end up falling on them or something like that, or or something with horns, antlers, where you could impale yourself.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. That's just.
Now, Rhett, if there was a plant that was like a porcupine, what would that be called?
Oh, I see.
That's a cacti.
Let's take a look. If there's more than one, it's cacti. That's right.
Oh, man.
Tranquilo, que está todo bien.
Yeah, so if cacti is cacti plural or singular?
Plural, that's cacti.
That's plural for sure.
Yeah.
That is not one.
It looks like he was mating with. There's an orgy with 6 cacti. That's not. Ouch. Yowza.
Cacti won that battle right there.
Yeah, that's 1-0 cacti for sure. Tough to come back from that one.
Good thing he was wearing a helmet.
That's your Pinder Reports.
Brought to you by Village Honda. Huge selection of used vehicles, all makes, all models. We've been telling you about it, and we hope you've been listening. They're in the dealership group, access to more than 400 pre-owned vehicles. Make Village Honda your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. They're worth the trip. Village Honda in the Northwest Auto Mall and your dealership for life.
Stationary bike.
Yeah, that's a move. Those cacti aren't quick enough to get you if you're on a stationary bike.
I stepped on one. Once I had like just kind of flip-flops, rubbery soled flip-flops, and there was one spine of a cacti cactus that was just on the ground somewhere, went through and poked me in the toe, and it was hurt like hell. I can't imagine
all over
what that
body
would feel like. I mean,
probably
holy shit, right?
Was that down with our boy in Scottsdale? The Washington's a cover machine.
Is there a correlation between that toe and the gout?
No, it was in the meaty. I think it's actually my right toe, but it was in the meaty part of the toe. This
maybe
is
it cures gout, Rhett.
The bone area.
Doesn't get gout in that foot.
No,
maybe you got to step on one on the left. Sorry about your pain, Dean. Very sorry.
Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel that.
I'm very sorry,
Jack and everyone. It's a lot of remorse. It's a lot of caring.
We're here for each other.
Yeah,
real good. Worried about one person today, and that is himself.
Who's that?
Jack Attack.
Chills.
Jackie Chills. So Jackie, there. How do you like?
Jack, how are you?
Jackie Chills.
I'm hanging in there. I'm doing all right.
Hanging in there.
All right. Old Cottonmouth Kathy over there. Have a drink. Right. Have some water. Jesus.
Pour yourself a crown. Let's go.
What are we feeling today?
I feel like we're still gathering info on this group, aren't we? Like they've had bad but good starts.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm asking, like, Jack, what's Jack feeling?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are your specific symptoms?
Cold, sore throat. I got the halls going. I just feel like shit. The body aches.
Yeah.
Sniffles.
Chills.
Good
the
times.
whole package.
Yeah.
The hot and cold at the same time. That's a pain in the ass.
Nice. Yeah.
Right, you were saying who's outside?
There's an old bird walking into my house.
Well, it's because you got no blinds in your windows.
Catch that early flight home from San Diego. Next
She's
thing
coming
you know,
for the 1 p.m. peep show.
Didn't there used to be a world famous street hockey game in Los Angeles at a certain time every day on Wayne Gretzky's driveway because they didn't have window coverings?
Is that right?
I believe so. Someone wrote about that in a book.
Don't recall.
Wayne's had quite a life.
Yeah. Did you say wife or life?
Both. Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly what I said. Outdoor Dental. The website is outdoor.dental.
Have an update.
He is Dr. J. Patel. They as an office, as a group, they sat down and said, you know what technology exists to make everyone's life better? We have a lot of patients that come in, and some they just have a hard time with drills and needles and all of that. How do we put their minds at ease? Rhett's brother walks in with a cape on and says, ha, I have something for you. It's the Solea laser. And with this laser, you eliminate the needles, you eliminate the drills. It becomes pain-free, and it saves time. It does a better job in all of this. So he invested, did Dr. J. And what it's done is it's changed the way your dental experience goes at Outdoor Dental. Also, and for our guys, again, we're just kind of assuming, we're throwing it out there, but we feel like there's probably a few of you that maybe have snoring issues. Further to the dental work, also the soft palate in your throat. They take the laser on the soft palate, a little of the topical numbing kind of cream thing there.
Yep.
2 15-minute treatments, tightens up the soft palate, and with that, your snoring is gone. Because that's what it is. It's your neck waddle, your thing there in the back of your throat that causes
gizzard there.
Yeah, it's your gizzard. in the back of your throat that warbles around. This is not
the punching
accurate.
bag gizzard. These are technical terms. Don't
that
let
thing
it
in the
bog
back
down the
there.
conversation.
This what is that thing called? The little
Samsonite.
Anyway, see go book an appointment with Dr. J. They have
for next Tuesday, Dino. Round 2.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right.
Good stuff.
Ozzy Brad will be there.
That's right. So you went and did round number 1. You're going in for round number 2. Did you notice?
A month ago, I had it written down. Okay, I got to get back in because a month apart, 15-minute sessions. And it literally was 15 minutes of me just with my mouth open, not talking, Dean's dream. And it was pain-free after a little spray. And they said they used to do it without the spray, but it was sort of like mildly irritating to some. So like, why not just spray it and then everyone loves it?
Yeah.
Boom, out of there. And I was like, all right, well, that wasn't anything crazy. Now I go back again and we may have solved the what a gift it would be to my wife whose birthday's coming up in November to not snore.
You're a thoughtful guy.
Very thoughtful.
So thoughtful.
Book go in and find more legitimate information and details about it. But what we're telling you is true. It can cure your snoring. You sleep better. You get more sleep. Those around you are better off. And you don't have 2 15-minute sessions. Of course you can. It's worth the investment. It's worth your time. And these are the only people that are going to do it for you. Outdoor Dental, Dr. J. Patel.
Someone in the comments has it. It's a uvula.
The
uvula.
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 Thanks,
How do we know
Peebs.
that this person has a clue what they're talking about?
It rings a bell.
I do recall that now. That was it. We'd heard the word before, but we needed someone to ring that bell.
Yeah.
It's over here. Yeah, you really know what a uvula is.
It's kind of like a bell, too. It's like you're ringing the bell. Something like that. How are you feeling today, Rhett? How much blood do you have in your head? Are you ready for to answer some questions, to bring some knowledge, to drop some real life knowledge onto people?
Let's do it.
It's time for Ask Rhett. Every Thursday, we go inside the medulla oblongata of the long-armed former Flame.
The uvula.
Inside the uvula. And get some deep thoughts and some sound advice. It is Ask Rhett. You can email your questions in askrhett@flamesnation.ca. And it is a presentation of our buddy Greg and Bonton Meat Market. We've talked about Bonton for years, and all they do is just continue to prove us right. The best quality products, great customer service. Once again, every year, Calgary Consumer Choice Award winner for Best Deli Meat Market, located at 28 Crowfoot Circle in the Northwest, the best AAA Alberta beef, free-range poultry, grain-fed Alberta lamb, milk-fed veal, fresh Alberta pork. If it's not the best, it's not in the showcase. It's all you need to know. When you walk in there and you look around, you don't have to eyeball and which one, I'm not sure. Is this just get one and go.
Buy what you feel like.
Time for some Ask Rhett. Get into it here. Hey, Rhett, heard you mention on the show that you were doing pilot training many years ago. Did you end up getting your pilot's license? That's from Paul.
No, Paul, I did not. That is I was still playing in Buffalo when that was going on.
Bored?
Oh, so bored. And then you look back on it, Pinder, and so stupid. I was so bored, but then I'd only go do an hour a day. And then I'd have 14 hours of boredom. Because what happened, I'd live in northern Saskatchewan and my buddies were working. And so Friday, they'd get up there. And so then we'd party for the weekend and then they'd leave. And then it's Quietsville for the next 5 days.
She's been flying 5 hours a day, Monday to Thursday.
I had it done in, because it's 40 hours or something. It would have taken, it's so stupid.
And there was that Joe Juno rubbing off on you because he was like a rocket scientist.
It was Joe a little bit. It was lots of different things. We always went in northern Sask fishing, and I was like, I could get my float license.
Fly in, fly out. Yeah.
So that was part of it.
Good fishing up there if you got a plane that lands on water.
No, is Jeff Glass has got his pilot's license, right?
Yeah, we sat down with Jeff at the end of the summer. You can go back and listen to that chat. He had come back from the KHL and was in Toronto, sort of an extra man for the Leafs and Marlies at one point, and he's sitting in a hotel looking out at Lake Ontario, watching these planes zip around. He's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going over to Billy Bishop, the little island airport. I'm just going to talk to people. Like, how do I do this? Bishop? And someone actually listened to his question and gave him the right answer, and he started training there, then went to Chicago, got traded there, made his NHL debut in Chicago, but Rockford was the farm team there, not far from Chicago, so he kept flying in the busy
Long
Chicago
answers.
airspace,
Yeah.
and then down to San Diego as well. So he's legit commercial. Like he can do some
Ooh.
things now. He can teach. He's teaching people down in Southern California how to fly.
All the
Yeah,
way to
goalie
Tacoma.
coach.
Now, because you flew with him in one of those little kind of like a Cessna small little thing, right?
Yeah, we basically went up to Edmonton and screwed around. He had to write some pilot test, and I was looking for an excuse to get hammered on a plane. And it was basically a lawnmower in the sky. We were watching cars pass us practically, but that was.
I was going to say,
very level, yeah.
It's to me, it's less about who can get the pilot license and more about, is this thing actually going to stay in the air? Because when you get up close and you see these small little aircraft,
Oh yeah, and they're old,
built in the
some of them.
70s,
Yeah.
they're super light. Obviously, there's nothing to them. It's like, we were really going up there in this?
It's like, so
It's
what happens
amazing
if
that they
we have like
actually-
an engine issue up there? Like, oh no, we'll just point the nose down,
No,
and
just-
fire up the engines again, move the prop, we're fine. You're like,
I think if we actually knew how dangerously close we were at all times, we'd never get on planes.
they have a very high success rate. Many,
I know they do,
almost
but I
all
feel
of
like
them
just
land.
one little thing goes wrong.
Yeah. It's kind of like driving on the Deerfoot. Probably safer, to be honest.
Probably safer. Hey, Rhett. And this is from Greg. Now I need you to really think about this.
Oh,
When showering, should I wash my legs? I feel like gravity does the work for me. The soap naturally moves south. Feels unnecessary to take that extra step. To be clear, this is mid-thigh and lower. So he's saying he's doing some work in the...
this is very detailed. Yeah.
I get to the mid-thigh region and stop.
Because when you... Because I saw this and I've had time to think about it. I know it's Ask Rhett. When you go to the car wash,
Yeah.
they put the soap on there and then let gravity kind of go. This would be much the same philosophy or thought process.
100%. 100%.
If you're waist high in mud, by all means, you could give a little scrub, but just on the normal day, I don't think you need to.
Exactly what I was going to say. If you've been mucking about in some
bog,
muddy swamp,
Marsh, yeah.
Marsh.
Yeah.
Say a marsh pit. Is there a marsh
pit? We have to go marsh pitting. What about your feet? In between your toes, your heels? No,
usually the shoveler, when she's giving you foot massages at night, takes care of that, eh?
Is that a toe job? Is that what they call that?
That's correct.
Do you get
No.
Okay.
That's a Rex Ryan special right there, Dean.
Rex.
Sexy Rexy.
Sexy Rexy. We probably should spend more time on our toes, eh? And our feet.
There's money to be made on some of those channels. I think there's some people making a lot of dough.
Noodles?
Wiggling their toes.
Jesus. The McLennan channels late at night. So the answer would be you do not need.
Gravity is,
That would be the answer. Hey, Rhett, who wins in a street fight? A kangaroo or Christoph Oliwa?
It's a hell of a battle.
And we'll say prime Christoph Oliwa.
Oh, it has to be prime.
I'm guessing he's still in very good shape, but
I don't know enough about these kangaroos. I feel like we've got just the broadest of outlook on these things. Like, I think you got to dig into it a little bit. I'd like to see which kangaroo. Are we talking about a Joey?
The guy stealing your dog and doing things in the lake with him.
Yeah, let's assume it was dude from the other day.
Yeah.
With the 6-pack and the
one that's if he's scaring off Aussie Brad, I think Ole's going down. I'm sorry. That kangaroo is.
Well, and I think they got chins on him. I don't think they're going to be easy to knock down here, Rhett. Even if you get them back on their legs, they got that tail to hold them up. That's not fair.
Right back at
Put them on skates. I like Oliwa.
Yeah.
Well, he said street fight.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the only thing I wonder is how you going to be able to take a punch there, big boy. Because when Oliwa comes in with a right,
I just wonder about the claws and the decapitation effect.
Yeah, I fear that maybe if he was even falling down, if that nail guts you open there, and your
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and
your
we haven't
intestines
seen-
fall out.
We haven't seen it, but Odyssey Brad brought it up. I've seen it on other videos when that stupid marsupial goes back on its tail and kicks you. Like,
Drop back, throw some.
look, you see a
Size
horse
17s
kick,
right
same
at ya.
sort of thing here.
Do
Like,
they
look
have like
out.
the big? Is it like the cartoons? The kangaroos. They got
Huge
the big flat.
Yes.
Yes. They got clown shoes. They got sideshow bob feet.
I'll tell you what, we've been fed a bill of goods as kids about kangaroos. Shit, I mean, we're in our 40s, and only now are we finding out about how lethal these goddamn kangaroos are.
You found out about gout before you figured this out about kangaroos. That's backwards.
I never ever thought that kangaroos were like this. The first time was that prick that was standing on the guy's doorstep, where he looked out the window and a friggin' Schwarza kangaroo was on his doorstep there.
That thing was scary.
This is my house now, mate.
Jesus.
Okay, sir.
So what did we say? Kangaroo? Is that what we went with?
Yeah, Roo.
All right. Hey, Rhett. This is from G. Sweetland. Where is his favorite place for a Stinger sub? And what is his favorite beer to drink with it?
Amherst Ale House. And I can't get the origin down here.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Two Hearted IPA. A Bell's Two Hearted IPA.
IPA guy. And like you've been mentioning that for a while. That still surprises me a little bit. That Origin IPAs are phenomenal, man. You get back home, we're going to treat you well.
I had one.
The Lazy
I'll have more
Days?
than one.
Maybe two.
The Hazy. Like the Pioneer. That's a good one.
Again.
Why, George? You taking me? Let's go.
Bad name drops. Just the worst name drops.
Hoover's.
Yeah, Hoover's Dairy Farm. Hey, Rhett, who wins a Stanley Cup first, the Sabres or the Flames?
I thought about that this
Oh.
morning. I honestly did.
That doesn't feel nice.
I
Yeah.
think we know how Pinder feels about it.
How could you say the Flames? I'm sorry. Like,
Well, I'm kind of with you. The Sabres should be lined up.
that's right.
They've
They've been shitty for 11 years. You
Yes.
don't have a good crop of young kids. What are you doing?
So,
Now, the question isn't this current makeup of the Flames and Sabres. It's just which team is going to win a cup first.
well, I can
That's
only
the easy
base it on the
question.
information I have. The information I have points me in the direction of the Sabres. I'm sorry.
They're on different trajectories. One is upward, and the other is plateauing / down.
It's hard to
Yeah.
debate it for sure at this point.
Well, you know what? The other thing, the how you could also say it is if the Flames don't win like this year or next, it's for sure the Sabres.
But what if they spin it?
I can only go on the info I have.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, if you're really bad and you start the fire sale with all these UFAs you've got this summer, you could have a lot of young assets all of a sudden.
Noah Hannafin's got 4 points in 3 games.
On pace for 100. Love it. He and Carlson. just two of
Anybody
the most
need
dynamic.
over a point a game defenseman?
25
Sell
minute
now.
night.
25 minutes a night, skate
So-
all day.
Sell.
Anybody? Anyone? Huh?
Hmm.
This one, it's not the same. It's not from George, but it's somebody. Rhett, why did you move to Buffalo? Just a straight up question. He's rubbing his chin.
COVID.
Real. COVID.
COVID sent everyone's world into a
Spin.
sort of spin, and you came out of it and you didn't know where you were landing. So I'll blame it on that.
So if Jack gets to Buffalo, that'll clear things up. Is that what I'm hearing?
There's no COVID in Buffalo.
No, not the just. It's not the actual getting sick part.
Okay.
Right.
How it's tilted the world on its head.
You mean it's changed the way you look at life?
The way the world operated, probably.
Yeah.
Dean, you haven't left your house since COVID.
This one from hey Rhett, why do you hate Canada?
That's from P.
Yeah.
Trudeau.
Yeah. This one from the from the internal revenue. Hey,
Yeah.
Rhett, how many days a year are you spending in Buffalo?
IRS is checking.
Approximately how many days a year?
Oh, probably 6 months
Just
minus
enough.
a day. Yeah.
Rhett, will Connor Bedard end up with more points at the end of his career than Connor McDavid?
Whoa.
No. Not a chance.
Not a chance?
Not a chance.
You had a better junior career. Would you believe that?
Ryan. how
I'm
many
not
guys-
saying I'm picking the other
So
guy. I'm
did
just-
fucking Marty Murray. Fuck.
How was Marty Murray?
What a-
That got to do with it.
What a
Marty
shot.
catching a stray.
Friggin' Marty Murray sitting in Brandon, minding his own
Just
business,
popped in my head. I love Marty Murray.
coaching the Wheat Kings, and Warner's got to take a shot at him.
Those long arms. He can clip you with an elbow from Buffalo,
feel like-
apparently.
Jeez.
Clark Wilm.
Clark didn't have a better junior career.
Clark
than
did not have a
John
better junior
McDavid.
career
And
than
his
Jesus.
then a pro career.
So Connor Bedard,
Clark Wilm.
Clark Wilm.
Yes.
He's overblown. We heard it last year.
He's
dude. Come on.
overblown. And it was defensives. The other side of the puck, he's not as strong. Is that what it is?
You got to play on the whole ice, Dean. You got to be committed to making plays in your own end too, right?
We're poking the bear a bit, but what would you put an over under at his points this year? Rookie, first year, Chicago, Met team. Are you like in the 60s? You in the 80s? You in the hundreds? Like I've seen all kinds of varying
No, I
stuff.
think he's more than 60, 70 to 80.
Okay.
80.
Put
80
Oh.
popped him into my head right at first, but
Yeah, okay. Well,
set the over under at point per game. Over under.
82.
under.
Pin.
80's less than 82. Dean, come on. I think that's actually pretty fair. Like, I don't know where I'll go see if they have it on Betway, but if you were going to settle on, I think around a point per game, and that's saying something because it's like we don't see rookies do that almost ever. Connor had like 48 and 42. He got injured that first year, if I'm correct. But that's not a full season. Would he have held up? I don't know. Probably.
Maybe the last one here. Hey, Rhett, I'm scared to death. Please make me feel better. Are the Oilers really going to be that good this year? And I guess by that good, you know what he's talking about.
There's still holes there. There's still holes.
Here's something that would be helpful, Rhett. Remind them how Vegas has looked early. Another team in the same
That's
division.
just it. It's maybe not just about Edmonton. They've got
There we
Vegas
go.
and Colorado out west. That might
I feel
be your
better already.
That might be your saving grace.
Still holes. That was your answer. Still holes.
They're good. What are you going to say about the Oilers? No good.
Well, I think he used
I
that.
can say I hate the Oilers. What am I going to? McDavid, you suck.
So what's your prediction if you had one for the Oilers this year?
I don't think they win the cup.
Thank you, Rhett.
Only because they have to get through Vegas and Colorado, and until you do
Potentially
that,
Dallas. Yeah.
I think that'll
even
make you guys
LA.
feel
I like
better.
how LA plays, and LA's played them hard. And
They got to get a goalie. Like if LA
playoffs.
doesn't get a goalie at the deadline, they're crazy. And I think they will. That's a
They
short-term
will.
issue. But if they get a goalie, you look down the middle. If you have Kopitar, Danault, and Dubois, like not in any particular order there, like is that not how you would want to equip a team to play McDavid? Have three really, really, really strong centers? It's kind of what they're trying to hear, but
Lindholm and Kadri, yeah.
Yeah, I'm back on.
Yeah. Depth down the middle. There it is, folks. We're going to end on that one.
Scintillating.
I thought we'd have maybe a bit of a better than the holes. But it's Ask Rhett. It's a presentation of Bonton Meat Market 1921. That's a long time ago.
Boy,
Calgary
isn't it?
tradition ever since. Greg Keller. You talk to Greg and he'll tell you, if it's not the best, I'm not interested. I need the best staff. I need the best product. I need the best equipment. That's how it goes. Bonton Meat Market. Check it out for yourself. 28 Crowfoot Circle Northwest. I believe we got some nice weather. What's the weather here? It's supposed to be pretty nice
today.
here. The next
Flirting with
little bit,
20
right?
today. I
You're
think, which is like,
there.
woo.
Dean.
Well,
You
I'm
can-
talking to Pinder. I was asking Pinder because I just
Yeah,
haven't.
but Rhett's point is you could go outside, but you
Yeah,
don't.
my point
That's-
is, it
Well,
doesn't matter who you ask. You have a house in Calgary. You should know.
Look at this, up to 21 today. Is that 22 at dinner time? Beautiful.
Sorry I asked.
Beautiful weather, Dean. Barbecue weather.
Get out there, Dean.
It's almost the point I was maybe going to make because the weather was nice. So you maybe go something.
Barbecue. Bonton.
Sitting in his fucking Backlund shirt, just chirping away. Prick. What was I going to get to? We were going to. Darren Dreger he was on, I guess it was Overdrive yesterday or the day before. Was talking about some of the attendance issues.
Yeah.
The excitement around the league, and who knows, right? It's a long season, but to start, there's some potential attendance issues around the league. He brought up specifically Winnipeg. This was the tweet. Darren Dreger discussed the Winnipeg Jets attendance on Overdrive, said the team has 9,500 season ticket holders. Now,
I'd like some context there. I don't know what that means. Is that obscenely low? Is that a normal number? Is that way down from last year?
Did they not, when they first came in, make you commit to?
The building was kind of sold out.
3 to 5 years with the commitments. Yeah.
And this isn't new. It's kind of been dipping. And then our guys at Daily Faceoff, they went and put the smallest of sample sizes, right? Because we're 2, 3, 1 game in.
2.
I guess, has everybody played at least 2 now? Anyway, here's a look at I don't think Chicago's even been home yet. Anyway, here's a look at some of the attendance numbers. Winnipeg, we know, is in a smaller building. They have 15,321. They're at 12. Buffalo, 15. So I don't know. So Winnipeg, they're 80% capacity in a smaller rink.
And that's misleading because the opener, they had a big number and they were down at 11 and change for their second game of the year, which happened to be the return of Pierre-Luc Dubois and the Kings. That should be a decent draw. San Jose had 10 and change the other night. They're going to be the worst team in the league. If you had to look at odds, they'd be the favorite. And we've only had one Flames game. It was the home opener. They're going to play a pair next week, St. Louis, New York. We'll see. None of these teams are that good, though, if you look. Are they? Like the Sabres, there's excitement, and that's not a horrible number given where they were the last few years, Retro.
Wow, they have
other than that, it's like how fun's your offseason been in Winnipeg or Calgary when all the talk was guys not wanting to be here in both those teams, whether it was true or not?
It is interesting, though, just hearing out of Winnipeg, where you would think it's not so much that they lost the team and got it back, but it's just it's the Canadian prairies. You're proud of your team, that whole thing. They're disenchanted with that hockey team.
Mm-hmm. And if you knew this, is the Scheifele and Hellebuck extension, like, not that you base all your signings on fan attendance, but it just seems like they've checked out on this core that they just re-upped. Like, I understand Wheeler and Dubois were part of the issues there, but it doesn't feel like they're instantly saved by just giving more money to Scheifele and Hellebuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak for them.
It's not exciting time right now. Now, maybe they'll be good. I think they look good against Calgary, I thought, but
tough market. It's a small town still. I don't care. We can have Canadian pride all we want.
And their window, they had a little tough run there. Like Bufflin, Myers, Sherratt all leave the same offseason. Bufflin, nobody saw coming. They do make a nice run in the playoffs and run into a Vegas team no one saw coming their expansion year. Losing 5, Dean, 5. But like that, it feels like that window closed a while ago. And what are you now?
How are those numbers different than last year, though? Like, I would think that there's more people attending Sabres games in the first few
Sabres for sure
than last year.
Up arrow. But Winnipeg, right. I've never seen them in the 11s before. That's a scary number.
Yeah, and I think probably what that bore is, it was just to kind of accompany the conversation. I think the story there is the attendance in Winnipeg, and then they just threw in some of the other ones. And it's just, like you say, you get a big crowd for the home opener, and then you're going to get less likely because you look at Washington. I don't know how they feel about their Capitals team right now.
But you're still Ovi. I mean,
I know.
It's like the glow of that cup is still kind of around in a way, even if they're not great. It's still Ovi. They're going to have if he gets scoring again, there'll be hype around that.
On the show tomorrow, we will bring another insider into the fold and speak of the devil. Darren Dreger will join us from TSN Fridays here on Barn Burner. A new insider. Welcome to the club, buddy. So join us every Friday for a little bit of Dreger time at about 10:30 is the time we've kind of nailed down. So Jamie McLennan, Frank Seravalli, Darren
Look at
Dreger.
us.
We're in good hands, man. We are in good hands. So look forward to catching up with Dregs tomorrow on the program. Time for a little what's on the menu.
Ooh.
We've got a football game. There's some hockey games. We've got playoff baseball. This is a tough one for you, Pinder. It's a tough what's on the menu for DoorDash. Ordering is easy. Open the DoorDash app. Choose what you want from where you want it. Your items will be safely left outside your door with our default contactless delivery setting. And for a limited time, our listeners get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter Nation25. That's Nation25. Make sure you put that in there because you won't get the savings unless you do. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? It's what's on the menu for DoorDash.
We're doing a double down for Rhett here, who told us about his double Wendy's order for Calgary Buffalo, 5 o'clock puck drop from, what is it? The Queen City, Rhett? The KeyBank Arena in the Queen City. Mm-hmm. What if we're going to pay homage to the city of Buffalo? It feels like a wings order on DoorDash for me, to be honest. And then at 6:15, we get the main course, which will be Jaguars and Saints. What a fantastic matchup. You're going to order some naan bread for that and some curry. Okay. That's a 6:15 start.
Some Don Klomp and some naan bread.
Naan. Jackson Norris. And yeah, there's some playoff baseball as well. You got lots of options tonight for DoorDash.
25% off up to $10 value, 0 delivery fees on your first order. Get that DoorDash app in the App Store and then put that code Nation25, Nation25 in. And why wouldn't you do it? It's DoorDash. Dash that for the win.
Thursday night, there's some notes. Trevor Lawrence is going to test it out before the game, see if he can go. It sounds like he's definitely not 100, but will try to play. There's a bruised knee or something like that. And the Saints favored by 2.5 and an over-under of 39.5. You ready for like 21-18? Oof.
It doesn't feel like a scintillating matchup for sure.
No.
Jags spent 2 weeks overseas. They come back. Lawrence, if he plays, isn't 100.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might be missing 2 of their offensive linemen tonight, potentially.
Not the best.
And Etienne's been great for them. That could impact him.
And I'm going to ask you, Calgary Buffalo tonight, who do you think's favored? Or do you think it's basically a pick 'em? Where would your head be if you had to think where the books are handicapping this?
I'm going to say probably going to pick that the Flames are a slight favorite.
Okay. Retro?
I'd do the same.
Flames minus 115, Buffalo plus 105 on Betway. So you guys drilled that one. Well
there
done.
You go. Speaking of Betway, time for the Betway bets. Get the Betway app on your phone and get involved. Be a part of the action with us. Bet the responsible way with Betway. Our buddies, the official buddies of Barn Burner here on the show. I can start us off. I am going to that football game. I am going to do the Thursday nighter.
Plug your nose and go.
-2 for the Saints. They now Jamal Williams is back. Alvin Kamara, another week back on the field. He's been involved in the passing game.
Catching a lot of passes.
-2 at home. And like I say, I think that Lawrence isn't 100%, and there might be some jet lag. Give me the Saints -2, and I'm going to go Jacksonville under 19.5 total points.
Ooh.
-105. Nearly even for a subpar offensive evening for the Jacksonville Jags.
Very good. When they give you a 39.5, they're telling you this isn't going to be a barn burner. Now, that may not be right, but you're taking the cues they're giving you, Dean.
That's
okay,
right.
My bets going to the Buffalo Sabres, Calgary Flames. Flames have had a lead after 20 minutes in every game. Is that right? Because they had an early lead against Winnipeg. Did they hold it into the second or not?
They never trailed.
They never trailed, but they might have been tied at one point. I think they had a lead.
They had a lead because there was the big save at the end of the second, if you recall, to keep it up, whatever it was, 3-2 at the time.
Okay. And then you also had a lead in Pittsburgh through 40. Coronado the power play in the second, I want to say.
5.
The first, and then the third period is bad. And they definitely had a lead 2-0 against Washington. So I'm going to go with the Flames winning the first period, plus 155. That's much better than a minus 115 for the whole game. Good start. Let's see if they can make it 4 in a row. And I'm going to go with Lindholm and Thompson.
Could you clear your throat, please? You're killing me. Jesus Christ.
Thanks for the help, Dean.
You're welcome.
Plus 145 for Lindholm and Thompson to each get a point. I feel like that's a reasonable outcome for both, and plus money. Why not?
Tage and Lindy.
What a
the
combo.
peeper.
Yeah.
Lindy on the peeper.
For
Tage
sure.
with a clapper.
Tage with the clapper or wrister. Zing it.
Tage and
Did you know that Rosie has 3 points in 3 games?
So on pace for 82. Any teams looking for a point per game winger, just call up Craig.
Or center. He's played both.
Yeah.
He does it all.
Does it
Yeah,
all.
he's
Told you
really-
how good he'd be.
Play up and
You
down
did.
the lineup.
Yeah.
If
you
they'd have
did.
given Alan Quine a chance, he'd have done the same thing.
Oh, did you see last night another former Flame? DeBrincat scored a beauty on the back door. DeBrincat's he's been really good for Detroit.
That was a dumb Ottawa move. If you want,
And
Yeah,
one.
he was being a putz, wasn't he? Anyway.
yeah, I don't think he didn't want to stay. Right? He didn't want to stay there.
Is what? Scores a beauty.
And the feed, Austin Zarnik.
Oh yeah, he got recalled. That's right.
Austin Zarnik with a backdoor on the tape for a tap in for DeBrincat.
So they played Austin Zarnik with skill players. What?
I
Is he
don't know.
supposed to be in the fourth line?
Yeah, not sure. The players that have slipped through this team's fingers.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
who
really-
do we have any? We just did the Betway, but is there a Sabre that's a former Flame that's going to light them up? Or do we have to wait till Johnny tomorrow?
Johnny
Gutty.
tomorrow and
Yeah,
Gutty.
Johnny Gutty.
Yeah.
Gotta get
Branson, hat trick. Gaudreau, 8 goals.
Good numbers.
Yeah.
Flames win 12-11.
Somehow, yeah. Unbelievable.
That-
I thought we were in it until that 9th one went in.
Really took the wind out of our
Really
sails.
took the wind out of our sails. I guess that's, it's probably good, eh?
It feels like a Friday.
Well, you don't work Fridays.
You
so
know
it
what?
is.
And what are you doing getting a guest lined up for every Friday? Now we can't take Fridays off.
Jugger's going to think I'm a loon with all the shirts I wear on Fridays. You might be right.
What were you thinking?
It was the day that worked.
Yeah. You spread out your insiders. I like it.
How does it work if we're taking Fridays off?
Well, I don't think we're supposed to take Fridays off.
There are some holidays
According
that
to
fall there, right?
who?
That's fair.
Well, according to us, when we put the show together and started selling sponsorships and that,
Should have thought about that prior.
right?
Yeah. Society does encourage us to work most Fridays, but I know you're not really into societal
Like,
norms.
let's believe in society because it's giving so much to us. It's so wonderful to look at, be part of.
So
Right,
you
Keith?
fellas with your 6-point road trip,
Yep. Got to get going, fellas.
how do you feel about tonight's game?
You're right on pace with the win, and I don't really know what the Sabres are. I don't
Vladar's
think I
first
really know what
game?
the Flames
All
are
of
either.
these teams that they're playing are winnable. Like the
Yes.
games are all winnable. They aren't, but it's not just show up and collect either. Like the
I would
Sabres are
put
desperate for points as well.
Pittsburgh, Detroit, Buffalo, Calgary all in the same box of yep, if things go right, you're a playoff team. I don't have Columbus in that group, and I'm worried about Washington, although I would have had him in that group a week ago.
Wow, and the shitty part about Columbus is you get them on the back-to-back. Now it's a 45-minute flight, and it's not that tough to get over.
Is
it.
Vladar going to be
Mhm.
tired? They're going to play them both, right?
Maybe.
Excited to
Hey,
see Vladar. That'll be interesting.
Jackie Chills, before we get out of here, how are you? How are you feel like you're trending up or are you
You could
trending
use
down?
a Friday off, Dean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
I wouldn't complain. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Did anyone send you soup?
Some holes.
The girlfriend came through with some soup.
Nice.
She's keeping her distance, I'm hearing. That's probably a good move.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's tore up about it.
Yeah.
Now I saw you had some other things loaded up there.
Mm.
Did you have some kangaroo content that you were
I
going to
did
share?
have some kangaroo content, but we can
Oh.
save it for tomorrow if we want.
Well, it's whatever. You know.
Let's do it then.
Oliwa or
Do you
kangaroo?
wanna do it
I feel like we need more research on this.
Let's go.
Well, Rhett told me to go find some more kangaroo stuff, and then all the movie talk yesterday had me thinking of this movie. Have you guys seen this?
Well, show us and we'll tell you.
Oh,
Kangaroo Jack.
Oh no.
I can't honestly say I know that it exists, but I don't know that I've ever seen Kangaroo Jack.
If we ever take the show to Australia, that's your new nickname, Jacko. Kangaroo Jack.
Have you seen it, Jack?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
And
it's a
Synopsis?
great movie.
Yeah, I'm sure. it is.
oh, really? Yeah, critically acclaimed.
Yeah, of course it
Pull a
is.
couple Oscars.
Oh man,
What's
Is this
the
like in the
what's the
Air Bud
gist?
category? What do we
is
got?
this a PG? Like, should I throw this on for my 10-year-old this
yeah,
weekend?
it's kind of a kid movie. Here, I have a clip.
Oh,
Okay.
lovely. Yeah.
One. Oh, whoa. Let's make this quick. There, big boy. All right. Say cheese. All right, come on. Let's get this jacket off. We got things to do, Lewis. Whoa. Hey, come on, Charlie. One more. This could be our Christmas card. Lewis. What? What? Charlie. Jeez.
Look at the size of his feet.
Hey, look.
Huge legs, Dean.
We didn't hurt him after all. Looked like we did. You're a tough little guy, aren't you?
He's so cute. He's a cute little-
Hey,
Uh-oh.
look how tall he is.
Leaning back.
You all right, dog? Come on.
You're right, Jack.
Got my ass kicked by a marsupial.
What a
It does look like a good movie.
Can't
what a
wait
great.
to
Yeah.
pull
It had a little bit of
Pomeroy.
Weekend at Bernie's feel at the start there.
I
I
was
thought the
just gonna
kangaroo was
say.
dead.
I
Yeah.
thought the kangaroo was drunk.
Yeah. No
I think that's the
spoiler.
next scene.
Jack, whatever you do, no more spoilers. Because I know we have plans now, at least for the
Whoa.
weekend.
Oh,
And this is real?
Oh no, I don't like this.
Guys, what the hell?
Ugh. Look at this thing. They're jacked.
I don't.
they're freaky.
They look fake. It looks like AI.
They're freaky.
Settle
Freaky.
down, Hogan. God
Seriously.
almighty.
Big Papa Pump there.
Well,
This hasn't helped my mood.
no,
And Dean, you had trouble sleeping before you knew about kangaroos. Jesus.
I know. I can't go to Australia now. Can't do it.
Can you go to the Okanagan? Because they got one of those little petting zoos with
Oh, do they?
40 of these things. Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the game tonight. Thanks to all the sponsors. Support the sponsors. What are you doing?
The two of us later.
Yeah,
Oh,
Afterburner.
Retro and I.
Game will finish.
I'll bang
And
the drum.
Yeah.
Then I'll watch some of the game, and then I'll zip home to
Try
give you
it
all
now.
the great insight.
When you bang the drum, some people just kind of show up and hey, and then bang the drum or ring the bell or whatever. Let's really get into it.
Come on.
Like, take your shirt off, whip it around.
I was gonna do some. I didn't know, but not face paint, but body paint. A no goal sign.
Right.
Yeah.
The ode to 99 or 2000
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
That would be good.
That would
It
go
would-
over
My
well.
jersey
Yeah.
off before I started. Yeah, kind of.
And then on the back, it should say bleep Hull.
Do something that's going to go viral. That'll get you on ESPN and get you everywhere. And that'll be great for the show.
Something where Jack could get a little clip for the show tomorrow. Let's do that. Yeah, get
Could
that
ya?
shirt signed as well.
Sign tonight.
Okay.
Tell him you're a big fan, always have been.
Oh,
Thanks,
this George guy is driving me sick of this guy.
Jesus, George.
We'll watch for Afterburner tonight after the show with Retro and Pinder. We'll be back tomorrow with a show on a Friday, which is painful for some, but great for others. Drager will make his debut on Barn Burner. We'll see you tomorrow, buddies.